Oh, hey there, ladies and gentlemen. 'Tis I, Michael A. Grimm, aka the Multi-Voice. I have many voices, but one opinion. And yeah, I have a cat with me. His name is Spot, although I like to call him Spotty. He's like the new member of the family. He always keeps showing up in my room every now and then. Aren't you, Spotty? Aren't you, Spotty boy? You're a good old Spotty boy. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to meet Spot. Spot, ladies and gentlemen. Say hey, everybody. Hello, everyone. Hello. He's a little nervous, not used to the camera. But you just like to wander off, don't you, Spotty boy, huh? Don't you, little Spotty boy? I love this kitty. I love this kitten. He's an adorable little kitten. But he is an adorable little puss, isn't you? Oh, you adorable little puss. You're a little adorable little pussy. He is an adorable little critter, ain't he? Alright, you want down. Okay, I take it. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, as you can notice, I'm still reading Necroscope. It is a very long book, so I'm pretty much halfway done. I just have more pages to go through. But I promise I will review the Necroscope next week. But right now, I'm going to do something different for you folks. You little turd. You little turd. Never leave things alone, does he? But anyway, right now I got a story to tell you folks. Since my last name is Grimm, and some of the people from my dad's side of the family did say that that I am related to the brothers Grimm, I decided to follow my ancestors' footsteps of introducing you to a story that I'm taking some of the Grimm fairy tales and make it my own version. And as you can see on my Doctor Who outfit, it ain't going to be like a typical fairy tale. It's going to be a science fiction, which I like to call it Grimm Sci-Fi Tales. So hope you enjoy the story, and just enjoy. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready to hear some of Michael A. Grimm's storytelling, or his multi-voice storytelling, which this is the beginning of Grimm's Sci-Fi Tale. And let's start with this story called Star White by Michael A. Grimm. A long time ago. No, wait, I'm not going to start the story like that. It's going to sound a lot like a fairy tale. Since this is a science fiction story, I'm going to start with this. Somewhere in the far future, in a galaxy far, far away, here lies the most beautiful intergalactic princess that ever lived. Her name is Star White. She is the most beautiful princess in the entire galaxy, that everybody loved her from her kindness and her pure-hearted sweetness. But sadly, her evil stepmother, known as the evil queen of Space Switch, she asked her AI computer who is the fairest one of all. But the AI computer told her, sadly, the fairest one in the entire galaxy is none other than Star White. Now, the Space Witch is furious over this. She thought she was going to be the fairest one in the galaxy, but sadly, it's her stepdaughter who becomes the fairest one of all. So she asked one of her guards to find Star White and kill her, and to make sure that she is dead, give her her heart. And of course, the guard did win over to Star White, but he couldn't take her life because how pure she is. So he decided to warn her about her stepmother, wanting to kill her and take her heart. So he told her to take one of the escape pod and get out of here! Quickly! Go now! So she did, and he took one of the intergalactic pigs and took its heart. Now, Star White, who landed in a planet, she discovered that this subterranean planet has been owned by space gnomes. Now, these space gnomes are no other. You have Grumpy, the grumpy curmudgeon and the one who is in charge of the whole team. And then you have Dot, the female one of the bunch. And unlike others, she is the sweet and kindest one of all. She's always been an inventive savant and always been good with gadgets. And the one laying on the floating pad is, of course, Sleepy. Now, don't let his appearance fool you. He's not being lazy. He's from a galaxy where the gravity is a lot lighter. So now he ends up in the planet where the gravity is 10 times heavier. That's why he has to move around with this hovering bed in order for him to move around. Now, the one in the red spacesuit is, of course, Bashful. Now, don't let that name fool you, because Bashful is actually from a planet where it's red hot. Anything that he touches burns. So he always stays in this thermosuit in order to keep his body cool and make sure he doesn't do any damage. Now, the one who has a permanent grin is actually their space hippie, who goes by the name of Happy. Now, unlike other species, Happy here has a permanent grin, but he's not smiling 24/7. It's just people from his planet has a permanent grin, so one thing he has to say that he tells them that he is excited or sad. So you see, his grin is just something from his people have. And then we have Sneezy, the one with the red nose. Now, don't let the name fool you. Sneezy here is from a planet where every time when people from his planet have a bad case of allergies in another planet, when he sneezes, he brings out a hurricane. Now, I know what you're wondering, who's the human in the middle? Well, that is Dopey. Now, Dopey, he's not like other space gnomes. He has a secret that he doesn't want to share with the others yet, but he was a devoted worker in the subterranean mines. And when Star White had landed into that planet where all these space gnomes are at, she told him that her name is Star White, and she wants to hide from the evil queen. Grumpy, he wasn't all like, she'll cause us a lot of trouble in the business. But Dot, being the caring one, she thought we might need somebody who would be my assistant. So, therefore, Starlight becomes Dot's assistant. Grumpy at first did not like the idea, but as time goes on, she seemed to rub off on him and decided to become a father figure towards her, while Dot had become a mother towards her. And one thing very magical happened. When Dopey here met Star White, something just clicked all of a sudden. They both were mesmerized as if by a spell. Now, usually I don't believe in love at first sight, but it did trigger their emotions quite a bit. I mean, to Star White, she thinks that there's something about Dopey I can't quite place it. Something I don't even know. And of course, Dopey knows why. He's just not ready to tell her yet. But I can tell those two are about to fall in love. Now, the evil queen knew what the guard have done, so she decided to use her cosmic powers to turn herself into a wrinkly old hag and find herself a cosmic apple. Anybody who eats that apple will go into a coma. But of course to her, she know how space gnomes are. They might think that she is dead, so if she passes out, they would bury her alive. So, as the queen disguised herself as an old hag and shows up in the subterranean planet, she come across Star White and gave her the apple and says, "Eat this apple, my dear. If you have a wish, the wish will be granted by take one bite of this cosmic apple." So, Snow White had took a bite of that apple, and instead of granting her wish, she passed out. And as the queen smiled at her success, saying, "Soon I will be the fairest in the galaxy." Now, of course, the space gnome knew what just happened. The queen just knocked out Snow White. So, they decided to go back and deal with that cosmic witch. And of course, Grumpy, being the boss here, he's like, "All right, men, nobody poisons one of our members and gets away with it. Okay, men, let's go get her." And while the evil queen discovered that the space gnome is going after her, she was about ready to hide while hiking up into the cliffs in the subterranean mountain of the planet. And all of a sudden, Grumpy showed up. And of course the queen says, "Who the devil are you?" And Grumpy says, "Your name's Grumpy, and this is for Star White, you cosmic bitch," and slugged her right in the jaw, knocking her out. And that slug made her fell into the cliffs and passed away, gone. Ugh. Now, as the space gnome had found Snow White's remains, she decided to put her in a floating coffin, ready to bury her. But Dopey, knowing about her being in a coma and not dead, he decided to do something that he never thought he would be able to do. Gives her a true love's kiss. And Star White just woke up. And when she opened her eyes and saw Dopey standing next to her, Snow White is like, "How is that possible? Your kiss woke me up." And that's when Dopey revealed himself that he himself is a prince. And of course, Star White is like, "What? How?" And Dopey said, "Well, I didn't want to live my entire life in royalty and all, so I wanted to get away from it all. So I met these space gnomes and decided to work in the subterranean mine. Decided to have a nice, peaceful life. But of course, when he noticed that he woke her up, he asked Star White, "Will you marry me?" And Star White says, "Yes, Prince Dopey, I'll marry you." So now the wedding had started, and Prince Dopey and Starlight, they decided to have their intergalactic wedding, and Grumpy, for the first time, have a smile on his face. But when Star White threw the bouquet, Dot grabbed the bouquet, and she stared at Grumpy, saying, "You know, when you slugged that evil queen out, I think that was pretty attractive." And Grumpy tucking his collar, going like, "Oh boy." So, Star White and Prince Dopey and also the Space Gnome, they all live happily ever after. The end. I say that was a pretty interesting story to say, wouldn't you say there, Spotty? Nah, he ain't much of a story kind of guy, but he does enjoy watching and seeing other people. See you later, Spotty boy. And I hope you enjoy the Grimm Sci-Fi Tales of Star White. If you want me to do more science fiction stories involving Grimm fairy tales, please leave a comment down below, hit like and subscribe, and I'll see what I can do. It's not going to be an ongoing series, so I don't know when I'm going to be doing some more. Maybe I might do one about a story about Beauty and the Beast, except Beauty is a vampire and Beast is a werewolf. Or Red Riding Hood, but in a cyberpunk version. I mean, who knows? I may gonna have to go through a lot of stories and think up something good. So, I'm the multi-voice. I remember so I can jog your memory. And see you later.